Welcome into Sports Tonight. Sports Director Baillie Burmaster here to kick off your Monday edition of Sports Tonight. We have a few things to get to here on your Sports Tonight. We're going to talk about a big partnership with the Atlanta Vibe coming right here to Peachtree Sports Network, where you can watch all these teams. You're now getting another one. We're also going to talk about Georgia. No, they are not in the big dance of March Madness, but they are still in some postseason basketball. We'll talk about that. Also need to talk about quarterbacks in the NFL and the frenzy that happened over the weekend. There were a lot of moves, specifically where the Steelers are concerned. So we'll chit-chat about that for a bit. And then we're going to check in on the latest with the Braves as they continue on with spring training. Before you know it, we're going to have baseball back. That's the beauty of March. But let's start with our biggest news, and that is that the Atlanta Vibe are coming to Peachtree Sports Network. The city's newest professional sports team has their first local television partner in the Peachtree Sports Network. That was announced earlier that those games will air locally. There will be 4 games starting with this Thursday's match against Orlando. A big partnership. The Vibe are in their first season with this federation. There's 7 teams, and they've actually won 4 straight right now and are sitting atop of the standings. The games at Gas South Arena are a fun time. They have really good seat options. They have suites with couches that are on the court. Everyone having a lot of fun at those games that out there in Gwinnett County. We actually got to speak with the owner, Colleen Craig, earlier about this partnership and what it means. So let's take a look in.
Oh, this takes Atlanta Vibe to a whole nother level. So we are delighted to announce our partnership to be able to bring the Atlanta Vibe into the homes of individuals across Georgia. With this partnership is going to take us hopefully to new heights, and we hope everybody enjoys the entertainment. Everyone knows volleyball, but they know it maybe from gym class, or maybe they know it because they watch some people in college. This is a whole nother level, and there's action at every point. You know, there's every few seconds there's something happening, the cheering. So to be able to see it and witness it before maybe you come and join us in person is absolutely critical for us to continue to grow this in the community. Well, Peachtree has been phenomenal, and Peachtree Sports Network, and obviously is a great brand, and we want to be part of something to help work and partner together. So we're delighted with that partnership and what we can do to build this and take this Peachtree Sports Network as well as the Atlanta Vibe and bring it to the community at large. They can expect excitement. They can expect to create memories. They're going to walk away. If you don't walk away laughing and smiling, then there's another issue there. So everybody, you know, we have fans old and young, so everybody is welcome. There is a price point. We have a standing room only, and then we have suites. If you might have seen us and you will watch on TV, we have suites that are couches where you're literally sitting at your couch watching a game in person, and that is kind of unseen currently, so we're super excited about it. This team is incredible. They really come together. I was at a meeting earlier today, and someone asked, is it real? And it absolutely is real. That love that they share, follow us on social media, and you'll see them laughing, and that is not fabricated. That energy is authentic, and that's what comes through on the court. So we are the top of the leaderboard, but that's that team coming together, and I'm just happy to play my small part of it. Thank you for the network for joining us in that endeavor, and so we hope the rest of the fans, the community joins us.
So something worth noting before Thursday's broadcast as well, we will have a little bit of a special edition Sports Tonight. We'll have fully loaded with volleyball content leading up to that first game for the Vibe. Sean Gables will be joining in to talk some volleyball, our resident volleyball reporter. But for those who don't know, Peachtree Sports Network kind of launched in October of 2023 and has a lot of live local sports content for all fans. So right here you can watch select Hawks games, Skyhawks, Gladiators, Ghost Pirates, you name it, the Dream coming. There's a lot going on right here that you can watch through Peachtree Sports Network. I do want to get through this broadcast schedule for you for the Vibe, so you can put that on your calendar. So Thursday, March 21st on 7 p.m., Orlando, they will be in town with the Vibe, and they will be facing off, so that will be a game. Then Wednesday, March 27th at 7, the Columbus Fury are visiting the Vibe, and then Tuesday, April 16th at 7 will be the Grand Rapids Rise, and then the Columbus Fury are back on May 2nd. So mark those on your calendars. It's a great game, great games, very fun matches to go watch, so you won't want to miss it. All right, let's get to our next order of business. Let's talk some March Madness. I'm not totally sure if I'll be filling out a bracket this year. I haven't decided. I'm going to have to look at it tonight. But everyone loves March Madness for the mere reason that it's a fun time. It's always worth taking a watch at, especially all of that will be on Atlanta News First, CBS. But there are no Georgia teams in the big dance. However, Georgia basketball is bouncing into the postseason for the first time in 7 years. The last time they did it was in 2017. They will play in the NIT, which, you get one of 32 bids. So the Bulldogs finished 17-16. They will host on Tuesday Xavier at Stegman Coliseum. That game tips at 7. The NIT Final Four takes place in Indianapolis this year on April 2nd and April 4th. So no, the Dogs aren't in March Madness, but they are in the NIT, so they'll keep their postseason going. Coach Mike and select players talked on Zoom earlier. Let's hear what they had to say about this experience coming up.
No, Coach, just first of all, just having the opportunity. I don't know how you felt about it after the second round of the SEC, but to have one more chance of playing basketball with this group, how important is this?
I love it. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to dive into the Xavier Scout and learn as much about them as possible in a really quick turn. But they've got the same thing. It's part of the excitement of this time of year, in particular with the NIT opportunities, because some of these, like this one, just come really quick. But it gives young people an opportunity, for more opportunity, right? For development and for experience. Whether it's our fifth-year guys or our freshmen or anyone in between, they've earned the right to play postseason, and no one can ever take that away from them. It's not the NCAA tournament, of course, but the NIT is a prestigious event that we're proud to be a part of.
Yeah, Coach, following up on that a little bit, obviously several programs kind of opted out of this thing for whatever reason. And I'm just wondering, you had your hand raised right away for the NIT. I know you need to recruit the portal too. So tell me why you're excited about it, and maybe what you're hearing in the coaching community, why some others wouldn't be excited about it.
It's probably based on their roster more than anything. I didn't get the feeling that we'd have guys that would just decline the opportunity. Heck, we had practice today, not knowing if we'd even have another opportunity, and guys still got after it. And we've talked about it all year. We've got a team that likes to work and enjoys being between the lines and competing. But we would have played with 5, that wanted to play. Not surprisingly, though, I think we'll be at full strength, or at least near full strength. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. But I'll challenge our guys tomorrow to obviously take advantage of another opportunity. I mean, another factor as to why we should be excited about it, because we lost our last one. Give you an opportunity to get that taste out of your mouth, potentially. I'm sure Xavier feels the same way, and everyone else in this field.
All right, next we'll go to Jordan Hill and then Mark Weiser. Jordan?
Mike, just sort of going off of that, what have the last few days been like, sort of in limbo waiting for this announcement, and now obviously understanding that you guys do have another game to play?
We had the travel day, which is natural, after any tournament that we've been associated with, whether it's, conference or preseason non-conference stuff. And then we took a day. And then again, today got after it. Again, it was a unique practice. It was fun. For the most part, we just competed, let guys get up and down. There wasn't much drill work. There wasn't much, prep, scout team stuff, scout and report stuff for obvious reasons. But that said, again, I think our guys took advantage today of just shaking some of that rust off and getting our win back a little bit and competing.
All right, Mark Weiser.
Look, I think I'm having video problems, but audio-wise, at least it's here. Any chance Jabri will be able to play? And, we mentioned a strange time kind of with the portal opening. Has anyone told you that they might opt out and look at that future for themselves?
No one has told me that to this point, Mark. Things could change. Who knows? And I'd rather not speculate. Again, we were at full strength at practice today. Jabri did not go physically; he was there mentally. I don't know whether he goes tomorrow or not. He's day to day, according to Lance, our trainer.
All right. Next up, we'll go with Palmer from Dogs HQ, and then Mike Griffith. Palmer.
Yeah, Mike, obviously you've been a part of the NIT a couple times before. Just what have the benefits of playing in this tournament been?
Again, just opportunities for individual development, for potential momentum going into the next year. I think that was probably more of a prevalent sentiment 10 years ago and even 5 years ago, before the portal era became as significant as it currently is, because who knows what's going to happen to a lot of our rosters in the NIT and heck, anywhere else at that. But college basketball is about these young people gaining experience and developing on and off the court, and it's just another opportunity to compete, right? To compete together, to compete against another institution. And we lost our last one. Heck, you guys want to play Tuesday night at home against a Big East team? Yes. That should be our approach to this thing.
All right, Mike Griffith.
Thanks, Trey.
Yep.
Hey, Mike, I know what you're saying about the portal and rosters changing, but just I guess from a perception standpoint, I mean, obviously, Georgia basketball, you're trying to build a culture here, winning culture, a fan base, just to be in the postseason. How big of a step is that for you as you go out to recruit and talk about the progress you've made in the program?
Well, I think there's a big difference, Mike, between selling this spring and whether it be portal guys or high school juniors or sophomores or what have you. There's a big difference between, again, hey, we feel like we got better, had a similar record, but our league was better, our numbers are better. No one can take away the fact that we made the NIT, we made postseason. It's not the ultimate goal, but it's a step in the right direction. Got better from year one, year two, we went to the NIT. Now, that's if it ended right now. Hopefully, and I would assume Xavier and everyone else in this thing is optimistic about potentially making a run. You never know. We just hope to prepare well tomorrow. I think we will hope to play well Tuesday night.
How well, following up real quick, Mike?
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah. How well did you think you guys were playing at the end there? Obviously, Florida went on and was pretty doggone impressive against Alabama. Where did you feel like your team was at the end of that tournament?
Man, I love the way we finished the Missouri game. And I thought Missouri played really, really well early second half. The way we started that game, though, was about as well as we played the first 15 minutes or so of that game. And then I thought we played really well against a Florida team that has got a chance to make a run. You could go back to the other two times that we played them, but we were probably most competitive in that last one, in the second round of the SEC tournament, where, we led for not the majority, but there were a bunch of minutes in that game where, we had the lead, again, against a team that is capable of making a run. We were right there, a couple stops, a couple made shots, a couple made free throws, a couple whistles, who knows? It could have ended a little bit differently, but I loved the fight from our guys. I thought we left it in Nashville.
All right, Virginia Miller or Noah, do you guys have any questions?
Coach, I was just wondering if there's any specific things y'all are working on in practice leading into the game on Tuesday.
Well, today we just competed, and today was more about, again, shaking the rust off a little bit and getting back to our wind and shooting, dribbling, passing. It was almost controlled pickup a little bit. Tomorrow will be it'll be a bunch of Xavier. We'll try to learn as much as we can tonight, tomorrow morning, and focus on putting ourselves in the best position to defend them and score against a really stingy defense, against, again, a good Big East opponent. But nothing in particular other than the normal preparation, the normal 2-day scout.
Well, Noah, can you talk about just how excited you guys are to keep the ball bouncing after the way you look like you finished pretty strong in Nashville?
I think everybody's excited. The opportunity to play again with this group is something that, you couldn't be more blessed of an opportunity. And then a chance to get to host and play at Stegman is also another opportunity that we can't wait for. So we're excited.
Palmer?
Yeah, no, it's been since 2017 that Georgia made the postseason in any form. Just How big of an accomplishment does this feel like to bring Georgia basketball back to March?
It's a huge accomplishment. Something that a couple of us guys talked about when we came here is helping this program and doing whatever we can to take it in the right direction. And even though it's not the NCAA tournament, a chance to play in NIT, that's something that last year's team didn't do, and to move forward, hopefully next year's team can make it to the NCAA tournament. So that's what it's about when you're trying to build a program.
All right, next up we'll go to Mark Weiser. Mark.
Hey, Noah, can you remind me what is your history of postseason tournaments since you've been in college, and what's your anticipation for this one?
Well, my freshman year obviously got canceled because COVID. Then I haven't played any postseason basketball, so this is my first time. So I'm excited and ready to make a run at this thing.
All right, next up we'll go to Jordan Hill. Jordan.
No, I saw on social media where, for a minute there it seemed like the season had ended and now y'all are going to the NIT. Just what's that like, the last few days, and what kind of adjustment do you have to make and the rest of your teammates make, kind of turning that switch back on to get ready for this?
I think the biggest thing is not knowing. Obviously, after we lost in Nashville, I thought for a moment that that was it for me for my college career, and it was now the time to start looking at what we were going to be doing professionally. But we had a gut feeling that it was a chance we could play again. So I always kind of kept that in the back of my mind. And so, now it's like, let's flip the switch back on to college and do what we got to do. So I think a lot of us fifth-year seniors and guys around the country are thinking the exact same thing.
All right, next up we'll go to Chip Towers.
Yeah, Noah, just kind of on that, your presence here tells me that you're not planning on opting out. I guess there's teammates who could possibly do that. Are you actively lobbying? Has this been discussed in the locker room as a group of players that, hey, we need you, you got to stick with us? Has it come up in any way, shape, or form?
No, I think, this group of guys, and, they enjoy we enjoy playing with each other. I know for me, I feel like that'd be disrespectful to the fans and to this program for me to not play in this game like this. And it's something I want to do, a chance to keep playing with, with Georgia on the front of my jersey. Like I said, I've the whole year I've been blessed to be in this opportunity, so I'm going to make the most out of it. So I don't think anybody on our team will opt out. I think everybody's going to play. Matter of fact, I'm 99.9% sure everybody's going to play.
Okay. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Good. Next we'll go to Anthony Dasher.
Hey, Noah, how do you think you guys were playing at the end of the year there in the tournament, especially how well Florida, wound up doing in it?
I think we were playing well. Obviously we had some tough losses, right before the tournament, but like Coach White said, the first 15 minutes of that Missouri game, I think we got back to playing really, really good basketball and guarding how we had been guarding before we started struggling. Even in the Florida game, I think we were right there. We were right there the whole game. It was like a boxing match, two good fighters throwing punches and punches and punches. And then eventually some shots didn't go our way, some calls that were maybe questionable that didn't go our way. And, we ended up losing the game. But I think that we performed well against a team like Florida, a team that has the opportunity to make a big run. And, they were a couple plays away, from today to winning the SEC championship. So I think that's something that we have to take account into and keep that momentum going into the NIT.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Up next, we'll go to Virginia Miller with the red and black. Virginia.
Noah, after the really tough loss against Florida and your first game in the postseason play, how are you preparing mentally for this game?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about it yet. I'm excited to be in this opportunity. I think just taking it like it's another game, even though it's a chance that, we lose and it'll be it for me for sure. I think you can't, look at it like that. I think you just got to do the right plays, play the game the right way, whether take the right shot, make the right pass, and try to guard their best players. Cause I know they got some, big time scores. So that's just how I'm looking at it every day. Just trying to study my opponent, after we get off this Zoom and start locking in the play Xavier.
So we will have those highlights tomorrow at 7 on Atlanta News First. So definitely tune in. We'll see if they can maybe make a deep NIT run. But for March Madness, that gets started on Thursday. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about the state of the NFL, specifically concerning quarterbacks. Let's start with our homegrown one right now, Kirk Cousins. There was a lot of debate on what number he would wear. Would Kyle Pitts give up 8? But Kirk Cousins says the NFL probably had a little say in it, and it might be that Kyle Pitts' jersey's too popular to be changing his number. Therefore, Kirk Cousins will wear number 18. Last time a quarterback wore 18 was in 1992. Elsewhere, a lot of the quarterback talk centers around the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they acquired Russell Wilson from the Broncos and on a 1-year deal. So it seems Russ will be the immediate future for the Steelers. Then there was a little bit of a shocking update where they went and got Justin Fields to hopefully learn behind Russell Wilson. And in addition, they sent their pick of Kenny Pickett to the Eagles. There were a couple reports that, Pickett handled the trade rather poorly once they got Wilson, but that was not the case. Let's hear from Pickett and what he had to say specifically about him, about not only the Steelers going to get Russell Wilson, but ultimately dealing him to Philadelphia.
Yeah, I gave everything I had there and loved all of my teammates and the coaches that I came across. Some absolute great memories that I'll take forever and lifelong friendships and talking to guys, after it all went down, just, grateful that we had the time we had together, and wish, everyone over there nothing but the best. I've been coming to games at the Lynx since I was like 5 years old. I have great memories of my dad taking me here, my grandfather, all my family members coming out to the games, together and just having great memories, and the fact that, hopefully, I can help provide some great memories for some other families now coming up. It's pretty surreal and a full circle moment for me. I just thought it was time. It just felt like it was time from, the things that transpired, and wanted to get a chance to go somewhere else and continue to grow my career. And the fact that it's in Philly, the place that I grew up, found the love for the game here, with a great coaching staff, great players. I'm looking forward to meet all these guys in a couple of weeks when everyone gets back into town. But, I think it's an awesome opportunity here to join this team.
What stands out about this clubhouse to you? What makes it different?
Just very laid back, but driven at the same time. Everyone, you can feel the sense of urgency, but there's no rush to it. So, it's nice. Obviously looking back, I saw how they played last year. They were obviously the best team in the National League. So, just try to help get back to that.
You mentioned it a little bit, but from a distance, what have you noticed about this Braves team over the last couple of years?
The talent, and just the depth they have. They got the best player on the team in this clubhouse, and then, you go to first baseman, hit 50. It's pretty impressive. And then you look at the starting lineup or the starting staff, our bullpen. It's got all the pieces there. And I think, I've heard things, and I know that it's World Series is at the top of the list, and that's what we're all here to do. So whatever I can do to help get there, that's what I'm here to do.
Now looking at the last few months, how important is it to have a normal offseason?
It's huge. I think the off season is very important just for the foundation. It was a good off season for me just to be able to play long toss and be able to get off the mound a little bit earlier and get some things dialed in that I really wasn't able to do in the last few off seasons. So, and even more so, it's nice being able to have that with a new team and be able to give them at least my best effort. So. Again, I'm just excited to be here, excited for the opportunity, and whatever I can do to help, I'm here to do.
How are you feeling after your first bullpen? Just how'd it go for you, and how was it yesterday?
Good. I didn't airmail anything, and kept it around the zone for the most part. So got through the first couple days, all right. So try not mess anything up from here on out.
Is it easy to get acclimated to new guys and just new habits and quirks that all players kind of have?
Yeah, I mean, we're all the same. We're all ball players, and we all have the same. We're all here for the same reasons. We're all here. We have the same goal. I mean, you look around this room. I mean, there's obviously some big names here. So, but it's all the same. I mean, everybody's, like I said, very laid back, very welcoming, very open. That makes it a lot easier.
Who was one of the first people to reach out to you whenever you came over to the Braves?
I'd have to look back, but most of the starters I get, guys are texting me, welcoming me to the team. It was nice to be able to go up to Braves Fest. What was that, in like January? So, meeting people before getting to spring training helps a little bit. So, and just having some, old teammates that are still associated with this. They're Tyler Flowers, Gordon Beckham. We leaned on them heavily for, where to live, what to look for, stuff like that. So. Makes it a little bit more comfortable coming into spring training on day one, for sure.
September, good string of starts. Did you kind of feel like your old self a little bit?
I never don't feel like my old self. I've always been me. So my expectations don't waver. I expect to do what I've always done and compete to the highest level. So a little bit older, but still got it in there.
How do you guys know your teammates? I mean, when you come in, like Charlie's a guy that really likes to try to get to know them and talk with them. How do you try to get to know everyone, the new faces?
Just let it happen naturally. I just go about my business, and when people are around, we talk and hang out. And again, we're all baseball players. We're all, again, when you're doing the same things and you have the same goals and kind of same common interests, it makes it a little bit easier to mesh and gel together.
A lot of talk that you're going to bring an edge to this team that's been much needed. What does that mean to you? And what does that, when you hear people say that, what does that mean?
I appreciate it. I think that just kind of goes with how I compete. I'm, for the most part, pretty laid back, except for when I'm on a baseball field. And I just don't think that that's a good adjective to have on a baseball field. Being laid back in competition is never going to be good for you. So I do get intense. I like to compete, and I hate to lose. So all those things kind of slam them together with high pressure situations. Sometimes you get a little off the rails, but I like to think I can dial it in when I need to, and hopefully that lifts guys up around me.
You mentioned having a normal off season. How much confidence do you have in where you're at health-wise right now?
The most I've had in 6 years. This is the first time I've gone into an off season without dealing with something since 2018, something like that. So it's been a long time. So this was fun. I went into the off season. I had a lot of fun this off season, being able to play baseball and do things that I haven't been able to do. I was throwing bullpens here early in the off season, and I was supposed to throw 20, and you end up throwing 33, 34, and it's like, well, I haven't been able to do this. So I get to like 20, and it's like, I'm still having fun doing this. So I want to keep doing it. So I appreciate where I'm at. I appreciate all the people that helped me get to where I'm at, and just looking forward to this.
All right, that will do it for this edition of Sports Tonight. Join us tomorrow and throughout the week. We'll have that special edition on Wednesday, and of course, we'll talk March Madness. But that will do it for today. Everybody, have a great day.